What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. This stream is definitely going to be a little different. Hey, y'all let me know how the audio is in the comments so I can make sure you guys can hear me. I might not be looking at the camera the whole time we're doing the stream because I got all this other stuff going on. I kind of move my stuff around so we can do some initial testing on this 12,000 XP. So just let me know how everything's going and if you can hear me and how it's going. And I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, what's going on to everybody? So let's go ahead and say what's up to, let's see who's in the stream. Christian, Watts Minor, Bebop. Let's see, Henderson. If I mess somebody's name up, hey, y'all got to forgive me. I'm terrible with names. Yazdi, or I'm not sure how to say that. Hey, I'm definitely sorry. I'm sure that is completely wrong. And Jim, my moderator, bam, he's in the stream. That's what I'm talking about. So basically what we're going to be doing in this stream is I got the 12,000 XP today, bam, and I got it up here on the wall. Just got an initial hookup done. I don't have any PV going to it yet. Of course, it's dark now anyway, so, but I got it hooked up to my batteries, and I got it hooked up to my panel over here. Hold on a minute. Forgive me. Let's see here. I think I might have audio coming through on my, where I'm watching myself over here on YouTube. So I got power going over to my panel over here. So I'm powering my mini split and I'm going to be charging my electric car and we're going to do some testing on it to see how this thing does. I can already tell you, there's a few little weird things that I already don't like about the 12,000 XP, but it's probably stuff I'm not going to use anyway, like the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and just show y'all an up close and personal shot of the screen real quick. Let me go ahead and get this thing over here. So see if you, all right, you might not be able to hear me because the mic's all the way over here, but I'm gonna try to get on the screen just so you guys can see it. And hopefully you guys can see that, everything that's on the screen. And hopefully that came through all right. Let me go ahead and move back to me. I was just using my phone trying to do it, so it might not come through perfect, but you can kind of see what that screen looks like. And of course, the 12,000 XP is going to be rated for the 12,000 watts of output, and you need a minimum of 400 amp hours of batteries, which I have on it. I have way more than that. And so let's go ahead and start some testing. I'm going to go ahead and turn my mini split on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen over here. So you see I'm watching myself, of course. But we're going to go to the monitor where you can actually see what's going on. And let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you here. Let's see here. All right, can you guys see that and not being blocked by me? So you can see the input and output. So coming from the batteries, got 670 watts and we got 638 going out to my loads right now. And so let's go ahead and turn that mini split up and see what the load goes up to. And then we'll start charging my electric car to see what we can get out of this thing. So let's go ahead, grab this remote, go ahead and crank it up. I might have to move a little bit to get to it. All right, I went on there and turned that thing up to high and turned the heat up to about 75 to get it to come on. And let me go ahead and look back in the stream in the comments to see what anybody's got. If anybody's got any questions so far as we get this thing started and get it crunked up. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Randy, hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. And Brian Cox, hey, welcome to the stream. Nope, you're not late. We just got this thing started. Let me go ahead and refresh this thing to make sure it's actually reading what we got right now because I've had this up for a while. So I might need to refresh it to get all the updates that come through. Let's see what we got here. It says we're only pulling out 128 watts right now. So maybe I didn't turn the heat on the mini split. Let me check it one more time. Yep, says it's on. Must not be cold enough in here for it to really crank up. Yep, Jim said better late than never for Brian. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's go ahead and just get this car started so we can get this thing going. So what I did was basically I turned my breaker off over here, and I'm just gonna hit the breaker on, and the car's gonna start charging. And let's see if this 6,000. Let's see if this 12,000 XP starts making any noise. Right now it's quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet so you can hear. It's not making any noise at all because it's only got 100 and some watts coming out. So let's go ahead and start it up. So I went on ahead and turned that breaker on, and hopefully we can get this thing to update on the app so you can see the power that's coming out. And right now it's got 6,700 watts coming out. I can see it on the screen, and I'm starting to hear it make just a little bit of fan noise as the fans are kicking up. And I think it's probably like 5,000 or 6,000 watts. The fans are going to start kicking on. I don't know exactly, but I'm going to have to check it out. Right now we got 7,000 coming out of the battery and 6,600 coming out of the inverter. And it's not that loud. I mean, it's right behind me. The fans are on and it is making some noise, but it's not loud enough for you not to be able to hear me. Just let me know down in the comments if you're having a problem hearing me. It's not that loud to me. So, I mean, if it's not loud to me, it shouldn't be loud to y'all. Sometimes microphones pick up weird stuff, but hey, we'll see how it does. All right, Otis, hey, welcome to the stream. Let's see who else is in here. I'm probably missing people right now. Let me go ahead and go back to me for a second here. So it's easy for me to look on YouTube over here on the comments than it is to look on my other little screen because it's so small. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Otis, what's going on? Float Pack RC, hey, what's happening? And Randy L said he got a grid boss today, but no inverter. Oh man, that's terrible, man. So I guess you ordered both of them, but just only got one at a time. Let's go ahead and go back to screen sharing right quick. As you can see, I was looking at the comments, and right now maybe I'm on the wrong one. Let me see here. No, I got so many setups that I have to make sure I'm on the right inverter. Yeah, I'm on the right one. Or either my Wi-Fi is not connected, which it was. Yep, okay, there it goes. It does updated. All right, it's showing now. All right, maybe I just needed to refresh it. But as you can see right now, I got 7,315 watts coming out of the inverter. Of course, it's rated for 12,000. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to plug in a little solar generator I got and get that thing charging to see if we can get this thing to go up any higher. Bam, I didn't leave, I'm back. All right, I got that thing plugged in, and let's see what kind of power this thing's gonna pull out now. This is already up to about 8,000 on the screen, and I hear the fans kicking up just a little bit more. Up to about 8,300 watts. 8,500, and the fans, I can hear the fans speeding up. You might be able to hear the fans just a little bit now. Up to 8,900 watts. So about 8,964. Let me go ahead and refresh the screen again to get this thing to update a little faster on the screen on that EG4 monitoring app. All right, as you can see, we got 8,551 where it kind of leveled out at. It was just a little bit higher than that. Oh, no, it's higher on the thing over here, so it's just got to update again on the screen sharing that I'm showing you. It's up to 9,100 now. 9,150 watts on the screen over here. So the EG4 monitor app is just a little bit behind, and it keeps having to catch up. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and look at the comments real quick while we're waiting on that to catch up. As you see, it's showing 8,738 watts coming out. And the fans are kicking up a little bit. Let me see here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else in the comments. Nope. And if anybody's got any questions, hey, just put a Q in front of it. That way I can easily find the question. Of course, if it has a question mark, I could probably find it through that as well. And hey, welcome everybody to the stream. What we're doing is testing out the 12,000 XP. Just initial testing, just to see what this thing can do. I just hooked it up, threw it up on the wall real quick. And, you know, it's not a finished product or anything, the way I got it threw up here, but it's just for testing. And we got 9,250 watts coming out. Let me go ahead and update the screen again so you guys can see that. 9,250 watts. Now it's up to 9,400 watts. Maybe the mini split heater finally kicked on. Let me see what that mini split is doing right now. Let me look over here. Yep, it says it's set, so I guess it just don't need to use that much power at this point. 9,500 watts when I look on the inverter back here. Still trying to catch up with the EG4 monitor app. It's up to 9,000, so it's just a little bit behind. All right, let's go ahead and look at the comments. Otis says he's thinking about replacing his two EG4 6500EXs with the 12,000 XP. Does a unit do load balancing? So I know that it can do a imbalance, but load balancing, like taking it, if it's all on one leg and moving it to another one, I am not sure about that. You know, I know it'll run pretty high on one leg for sure, and we'll do testing with that. I probably can't do the testing right now because I'm going to have to figure out, you know, what I got that I can run on it. I don't have a lot of stuff set up right now because I just threw it up. Jim said that 12K is very quiet for what it's doing. Yeah, I mean, the fans have definitely kicked up. It's over 10,000 watts now. Let's see what we got. Let me update the screen again so you guys can see what's going on. And it's up to 10,147 watts when I look back here on the inverter. And while the fans are on, I still think it's pretty quiet compared to a lot of inverters. It's not terrible. And I'm doing a live stream, and my microphone's right here. So, you know. Splack 2012, welcome to the stream. He or she, I don't know, got a question. Will there be an upgrade from the 6,000 XP to 12,000 XP? I doubt it. If anybody watched Adam DeLay's live stream last night, he had a couple of guys from EG4 on there. One of them was the CEO, James Showalter, and he said that probably will not have that. It's because the 6,000 XPs work. You know, so the reason they did the 6,500 EXs and then what the 6,000 EXs or whatever the name was, is because people were just having problems with them, and they wanted to get people out of that and get them onto something that worked well. And I got 3 6,000 XPs and they work well, so I don't see them ever doing that upgrade, you know, program for that. But you know, if you want to do it on your own, of course you can. But my 6,000 XPs have been working good. I just get stuff to test. I just have all kinds of stuff at this point. But the 6,000 XPs are still running my house. I got 3 of them. If anybody hadn't seen that, I got videos on it. You can go check them out. I haven't made a lot of videos lately except for live streams, but I'm getting back into it, and you're going to have a lot of stuff coming out soon. All right, let me go ahead and go back to myself over here. As you can see, we got, well, actually, I'll show you. We got 9,659 coming out. As you can see on the screen here. Let me go ahead and refresh it again. Maybe I can get it above that 10,000. It's saying 10,250 over here on the inverter. And on the EG4 monitor app, it's only up to 9,700. So it's just behind. All right. Let's see. We got some more questions here. Watts Miner. Also, the 6,000 XP and the 12,000 XP, no intra-communication. Yeah, no communication that I know of. And got another question here. I forgot I can pull the questions up so you guys can see them. What am I talking about? Let me see if I can get this thing over here. Get all my stuff set up right. All right, how's the SunGold battery holding up? I mean, it seems to be doing fine to me. I mean, I got it hooked up in the system. It's down here on the right. You guys probably can't see it, but it seems to be doing fine. And Brian's got a question. Go ahead and add that up here to the stream so you guys can see it. Add it to the broadcast. All right, question. Rodney, have you tried to initialize the 6,000 XP without a battery? I didn't do it today because I was messing around with this thing when I got it, so I haven't did it yet. But I will do a video on that for you, like I said, and we'll figure all that out. I mean, I did it before, but it was so long ago. I've had the 6,000 XPs for over a year now. So, I mean, they've been doing great. So if you guys are interested in them, of course, you know, I got plenty of videos on that. And let's go ahead and refresh this app again. I wish this thing would refresh on its own a little faster, but I got a lot of stuff running through my internet, and that information is going to go through the internet. So I got all this live stream going through it and all this other stuff I'm doing. So of course it's going to slow stuff down a little bit. Let's see. And Watts Miner said he has and it works. Yeah, I did the same thing, but it was just a long time ago, and I just don't remember the exact setup how I did it. So let me see here. I'll get my mouse to work here. Just gonna try to add Watts Miner up there, and it's still saying 9,754 watts on the stream. Refresh it one more time, because it's saying 10,260 on the inverter back here. But hey, this is what it is. Sometimes that's how technology is. It's gonna be a little behind. But as you can see, with basically 10,000 watts coming out, it's really not that loud. I think I have a decibel meter here. Let's see what we got. I got a sound level meter here. Let's see how loud this thing is. So this will be a part of the initial testing. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing on. I'll go ahead and got this meter here. So you see me talking, what it's doing and what is it going up to in the 70s, 80s, me talking. Let's go ahead and get near this inverter. I think people are supposed to do it 3 feet away, but we'll get right here. So it was 64, 65 decibels, a couple feet away from the front of the inverter. So that's not bad at all. I'm gonna go right on the side where it's the loudest and see what it is. I don't know if you guys can see this. But 76 decibels is what it went up to. So when I'm talking, I'm louder than that inverter is, because it's only 76 decibels and I'm going up to like 80 sometimes, just depending on how you got the thing pointed. You know, if I'm about this far away, as you can see, it's going up in the 90s while I'm talking. So if that tells you anything, hey, it's not bad for 10,000 watts. Now, I don't have any solar going in, so maybe with solar going in, it's going to be a lot louder, but of course, it's nighttime. I just got the thing, and, you know, we're going to do all that testing later. I just want to do my initial testing to see how this thing was doing and share it with you guys at the same time. So let's go ahead and refresh this screen again. Maybe I need to turn off the stream, and maybe the stuff will go a little faster. The stream that I'm watching over here. You know, as you can see, I'm watching myself, you know, when I don't have it pulled up for you guys. But 9,808 watts. And I got 10,300 over here on the inverter showing. So, not sure exactly why. It's a little bit behind. I'm just going to refresh the whole screen and see what happens. And now it's saying 9,822. All right, let me go ahead and look at the comments again to see what we got real quick. Go ahead and come back to me. Let's go ahead and look back at the comments. See, make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see here. Brian, let's see. All right, let me go back. I'll add that question over here. I see another one. If I can find it. All right, let's see, Brian. I think from what I read in the manual on the 12000XP, you can do it by just selecting no battery, but you have to have grid present. Yeah, I know I saw a selection in there when I was messing with the stuff earlier, and it said no battery, you know, and you can run it. And I'm guessing, you know, you're probably supposed to have the grid, but like I said, I don't have grid on my 6000XPs, and I ran it with just solar before. You just can't run really big loads, because if something starts pulling really hard, it'll kick them out, because the solar, it just can't get it in fast enough. That surge, that initial power intake that you need for the batteries, and when you're not using a battery, you know, you're going to miss out on that. So let's go ahead and go back over here and look at some more comments. Let's see here. All right. Got another question here. So I can charge a Tesla at 26 amps. How many amps can a 12,000 XP charge at? A lot more than that, because my car is charging at 26 amps, and then that's about 6,600 watts or 27 amps or something like that. And it's a lot more than that. So I'm charging my car at 6,600 watts, and then I got a mini split running, and I'm charging a little solar generator. That's why we're up to 10,350 watts right now. So let me go ahead and see what this thing is showing on my screen over here. Update it one more time and go ahead and share that with you. All right, it's still showing 9,833 watts. I don't know what's up with the app. Why is it showing a little bit different than what my thing's showing over here? What I'll do is I'll see maybe if I can show you with my phone. And let's see here. Let's see here. I got way too much stuff going on. I can't even get over here. All right. Let's see. I don't know. It's froze. All right. My phone or something was freezing the communication because you're trying to Bluetooth and all that. So I don't know what's up with that. Let's go ahead and go back over here to the screen. Make this a little bit bigger for you so it's a little easier to see. But as you can see, 9,833 watts it's showing coming out. And mine's showing... No, okay, I'm totally wrong. That thing is showing 9,830 watts. I'm looking at the battery output. As you can see, the 10,325. Hey, that's what happens when you're trying to do stuff live. You miss stuff. Trying to look at a million different things. So the app is perfectly fine. It's working like it's supposed to. I just don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what we got here. Go back over here. All right, let's see if we got any more questions or anything else anybody wants me to do with this inverter, and let's look at the questions. All right. All right, James G, welcome to the stream. How many batteries do you have now, Rodney? On this setup, let me add that to the stream. So James wants to know how many batteries I have now, and I guess he's talking about this setup. On my setup on my house, that's totally separate, but this one I have about 34 kilowatts of battery. So I have one of the indoor wall mounts over here. You might be able to see it right there. Then I have 3 server rack batteries and 1 wall mount battery, the SunPower Gold. So I got a mixture over here because I'm just testing stuff and people send me stuff, and hey, I'm gonna use it. I use this whole setup to charge my car, and my car's charging right now with its 12,000 XP. Usually I'm charging it with the 12K over there, but since we're doing testing, I just turned that off and basically just running the 12,000 XP to see what this thing can do. All right, Tricks, hey, welcome to the stream. He said he had 2 6,000 XPs running my house for a year now. Overloaded them twice so far. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I have 3 running my house, and I've overloaded them, I don't know, 7 or 8 times now, probably. Of course, I was charging my car on my house at the time and running 2 air conditioners, water here, people cooking, So all my appliances are electric. So, it's just, it's possible to definitely overload your stuff. So let's see what Jim's saying. Look at the battery output on your app. It matches watts out. Okay, yeah. It's matching, yeah. Let's see here, Brian. Let's go ahead and go back over here real quick. So as you can see, we still got about that 10,000 coming out. Does the SunGold Power battery automatically communicate with the EG4 using the CAN bus? No, I can't get that thing to work. So basically, I have a few batteries down here that are not communicating. So I have my indoor Powerwall battery that's communicating through the CAN, and then my little Life Power 4 version 2 battery that I still got to make more videos of is communicating. And my two Calfa batteries, they wouldn't communicate, and then the Sun Gold, I couldn't get that to communicate either. So maybe somebody can, but I tried all kinds of different ways, and I just couldn't get it to work. But I just have them hooked up anyway, and the inverters I'm using, the max in and out is going to be plenty, based on the ones it's seeing. So it's not going to hurt anything at all, in my opinion, to run it that way. I'm doing my house like that. So I'll go ahead and let y'all see what this inverter's still pulling out 9,652 watts. So the thing is working good. And as you can see, the BMS, where it's saying allowed, let me go ahead and show you. If I can get on the thing. All right, let's see here. All right, as you can see right there, the battery allowed. The BMS limit for the charge is 250 amp, and the discharge is 300 amp. And that's just with an indoor power wall battery and one server rack. And that's basically going to be plenty for what I'm running, because I got 10,000 watts coming out, and the thing is fine. So if y'all want to see how many amps are coming out, we can go ahead and test that. So I'll check the DC amps for the inverter and see what it's pulling. So let's go ahead and get that started. And I got to put it on DC. So I got my meter set up on DC. Let's go ahead and clamp on the battery and check it. Got 195 amps coming out of that thing. So, it is quite a bit of amps, but the inverter is almost maxed out. I am going to have to put a bigger fuse. I got a fuse on basically my Victron over here, bus bar. And I think I only have a 200 amp fuse on there, so I'm probably going to have to bump that up a little bit just to make sure when this thing wants to max out, it's going to be fine. But like I said, this is a temporary setup. And for testing, I'm going to make a few changes and all that. But I wanted to get this thing up and get this stream done just so people can see this thing working. Because people are definitely interested in this thing. If you want to do any kind of off-grid setups for solar, hey, and it seems to be working pretty good. Let's go back to the screen share. As you can see, that 9,600 watts still coming out. I wish I had a better camera set up over here so you guys could see, the screen on there. But I tried to use my phone. It don't want to work right now. You know how technical problems are. All right, got another question here. I can't add a 12,000 XP in parallel with my 6,000 XP, right? No, not that I know of. And I think what you can do, though, is take and if you want to use your 12,000 XP as your main inverter, then use your 6,000 XP to go into your generator port. You can do that. So, that's one way to kind of combine them and get the power from one into the other one. But like I said, you're not going to be able to use both of them at the same time in like parallel. So, at least not that I know of. All right, welcome to the stream, Marcus. It looks like he has a question. Rodney, I'm still new to solar. I was wondering if you have any experience with flexible panels. I have tested a few flexible panels, and it just depends on what you're trying to do with them. If you're trying to do something portable, mobile, or on a camper, RV, or something like that, depending on what you're doing, if you want it to wrap around, flexible panels can be a good option. But your most power is going to come from your standard glass panels. So that's what I would recommend to people. If they're able to mount glass panels, the biggest panel you can mount, for the most power, that's what I would do. All right, let's see what other questions we got. All right, what is the surge capacity without overload on the 12,000 XP? So let's go ahead and go over to the screen share again, and I'll go ahead and show you that. I got the specs pulled up somewhere. All right, so the surge, I'm not trying to make y'all sick by going too fast here. The AC output, as you might be able to see right there. So the nominal power output is going to be 12,000 watts at 240 volts with or without PV. And your max, your peak surge capacity is going to be 18,000 watts for 5 seconds and 15,000 watts for 10 seconds. So that's definitely not bad at all, depending on what you're trying to do. And then there might be, and then this is what I like about the 12,000 XP is the PV input. For anybody that doesn't know, it has two MPPTs and they go up to 35 amps of usable power. I mean, that is crazy. And then you can have up to 44 amps for short circuit. So as long as it's below that, you're going to be fine. And then your max recommended solar input is 28,000 watts. And your max that you'll be able to utilize is 24,000 watts. So you'll be able to put out 12,000 watts to your loads and be able to put out another 12,000 watts to charge your battery at the same time when you got good solar. If you got enough solar on it, of course. So to me, that is pretty crazy. And, these things are getting better and better and better. Let's go ahead and go back to myself over here. So let me see what I got pulling out over here. Oh, the heater must have kicked out. It's only pulling out 8,800 watts now. So let me go over here. Let me look at some more questions. And if you got any questions, just try to put a Q in front of it. That way I can type it in and find it easy if I can get my mouse to work. Technical difficulties. All right. Does Jim, let's see here. Let's go ahead and add that. He says, does the green light swirl into real time or is it solid on your end? No, that green light is moving. It is not solid. It is moving on my end. I just thought it was weird too, but I guess they wanted to do something a little different. It says, can you add another device to L1 to see if it will pull over 6,000 watts? I think that solar generator might be charged already. Let me check. Nope, that one's still charging. All right, y'all gotta forgive me now. This is all live, so we're trying to do this thing. Let's see what it's pulling out right now. Let me go back over here and look. Let me see here. What we got? The monitor. All right, so L1 is 59.97. L2 is 37.33. All right, I'm gonna plug in a shop vac so it make it a little loud, but we're just gonna see if that'll make it go up any. Let's see here. It may or may not work. It might kick the thing out. We'll see. All right, that probably killed y'all's ears, but I just want to see if it's going to kick up any on here. Nope, I think it was too quick. It didn't really show it on the screen that I saw. Let me see. I had to do some of that, Otis. I had to do some of that testing later when I just had time to set everything up right and get it going and just record it. It's hard to do that stuff live. But we did a few of the tests, so let me see here. Let me see if I got any more questions. Let's see. RY says, I'm late. Question. If I haven't already covered it, what does the screen look like? And are the setup menus similar to the 6000 XP or the 12K? No, that is totally different. The screen, that's why I just did the stuff with the app, and it was a lot easier. I mean, there may be some good things about it, but I guess I'm just so used to using the computer to change everything. So, when I want to go change it, I just come on here on the EG4 monitor app. You can go over to maintenance, go to read, and you can look at all your settings on here, as you can see, and then you can just go change it to whatever you want it to be. You can change your limits, change your settings, got smart loads. This thing has smart loads on it. So it just depends on what you want to do. I'm probably scrolling too fast, sorry. I'd just rather use the app or the monitoring software. So I can try to show the screen. Let me see if I can get the screen to work. I can try to use my phone, but it's not perfect. Let me see here. All right. All right, let's see if this thing will show up. I can't see it unless I looking back at the screen. So as you can see, I can't get my phone when I'm trying to use it like that because this is what my screen looks like. So I'm not on the actual camera, so I can't make it focus or anything. So it's not the greatest thing to use when you're trying to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect that. Let's go back over to screen sharing. All right, let me see here. What's the PV limits on the two inputs? Yeah, we just talked about that a second ago. I'll go ahead and pull it up again. Let me see here. So 35 amps of usable input. So you can put basically 12,000 watts of usable solar power, but you can put 14,000 on each MPPT. So 28,000 kilowatts total. But all that's not going to be usable. And like I said, if you put 28,000 on there, you're never going to get 28,000 most of the time anyway. So you want to be able to get that 24,000 and max out your system. Hey, that's a good thing. They give you a little bit of leeway there. 35 amps per MPPT. That is crazy. So you can take a couple of 13 amp panels, you put a series and parallel together, get it up to 20 some amps, and you're going to be fine because they just give you that ability with this. All right, I think I'm probably way away on these comments. I'm going to have to scroll way down. I'm going to go ahead and say hello to a few people I probably missed. Real Eyes, hey, what's going on? Blaine, hey, what's happening? He said, wow, 195 amps. Let me go ahead and add that to the stream. Wow, 195 amps on the DC or the AC side. That was on the DC side. Let's see. Man, I'm way behind because we did that a while ago. Look, I had to have somebody in here scrolling through these comments for me. Let's see. Any more questions? Farm Life, hey, welcome to the stream. If I miss anybody, hey, let me know. Dime Bag Coins, hey, welcome to the stream. Adam, hey, what's happening? He said, and if y'all didn't see Adam's stream last night, y'all can go back and watch it. Go to his channel and check it out. Say, glad to see the big brother, the 6000 XP. I will say, I'm not a fan of the display, though. Thank goodness for the data and the monitoring side. Indeed. Yeah, I don't really like that one either. How loud is the fan noise at this time? All right, we can go ahead and check that again. If y'all didn't see earlier, of course, I'll put the stream up later on. Let me go ahead and go back to myself. I'll put the stream up later on so you can go back and watch everything. But we checked the decibels, and what was it, like 70 something? I can't even remember. 75 or something like that. But we'll go check it again now that we're using less power. Because as you can see right now, well, you might not be able to see. I don't bring you over there. Right now it's at, let's see, let me refresh this thing. It's saying 8,500 watts. So it's a little lower than the 10,000 or something it was earlier. It's at 7,400 watts, so let's see what the sound is. $69 to 70 decibels right now. 69 to 70 decibels, and that's right next to the fans. And when they test these things, they test them for 3 feet away. So let's see what that is. Like, let's go a couple feet away. 55 decibels. So when I'm talking, it's probably like up to in the 90s, so it's a lot louder. So 55 decibels, not bad at all. And then when you're right next to it, 69 or 70, so not bad. Let me get back on them comments. I'm trying to get down to the bottom for you guys. All right. Hey, Michael, welcome to the stream. Says, when they're sending new flex balls for testing, no one has had a chance to review yet. Thanks. Well, I guess they decided they wanted me to test. And Signature Solar sent me this out. I'd paid just a little bit. But basically, they sent this thing out to me to test out. And I definitely appreciate it. So if you guys are interested in this thing, I have it linked up down in the description. I forgot to talk about that. I think the thing's about $2,499. And I have discount code RodneyHunt50. And you get $50 off. I know it ain't a ton. But it helps me out because they know I kind of sent you there. and I make a small commission off of it, and I definitely appreciate it. There's been a lot of you guys made purchases this month, and we're definitely going to be doing another giveaway like we did before for people that made purchases. So that's going to be coming up soon, and I definitely appreciate it because, hey, I just know that, you guys can go to anybody and use their discount codes or their links, and I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to try to get plenty of videos out for you guys, unlike what I've been doing here recently. I have been doing some streams, though, so, hey, you got to do what you got to do. All right, let's see. Bebop. Let's see. All right, we got another question here. Gatsby, if I'm saying your name wrong, like I said before, I'm sorry. 2 6000 XPs or 1 12,000 XP. It really does depend on how much solar and stuff you're trying to bring in. You can bring in more solar and stuff with the 12,000 XP. The specs are going to be a lot better on it, but you still only have one inverter. So it's just one of those things, like, I don't ever want to have just one inverter myself. I'm gonna go back to the screen sharing so you guys can see what's coming out of the inverter right now while we're doing all this. But I never want one inverter. I always want two, because 2 is 1, 1 is none. That's how I look at it. I don't care how good stuff is. Stuff can break. Victron stuff can break. Solar stuff can break. All this big companies that you've known about for years, their stuff breaks too. So, hey, now here's another thing I want to talk about. Did y'all hear what happened today? Anybody see it on the forums and stuff? That people that have the die inverters, that's basically a Solar, like just a different brand, off brand or whatever, they shut them all down in the US today. Did y'all hear about that? Hey, if you did, let me know down in the comments, because I just think that was crazy. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find any more questions. Trying to get through all these comments and say hello to everybody without missing something. Let's see. Let's see here. What we got? Any more questions? Here's a question. Will the green light change color if it has a warning or error? Well, I haven't seen a warning or an error yet, so I'm not sure. That's something we're gonna have to test out. But that's a good question though. We'll have to test that out. I'm not sure. Like I said, I just got this thing today. Just threw it up on the wall right before the stream. So this is kind of last minute setup. And seems to be working out pretty good. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I definitely appreciate you being here, taking the time to come check out the 12,000 XP. Let's see what we got. Any more questions? I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the comments. I'm working on it. Let's see here. How much is the idle consumption? I should have tested that before the stream. I got it running everything right now, so I'm not absolutely sure, but I think the specs tell us, so let's go check that out real quick. I still want to test it, even though the specs will tell us. Idle consumption. Oh, let me take you back to the screen sharing so you can actually see. Where's it at? Let's see, idle consumption. Maybe I'm just blind. I know it's right here somewhere. Here we go. It's idle consumption standby mode. It says less than 70 watts. So that's something we'll have to add, So thanks for that question. I'm not absolutely sure because I didn't test it beforehand. Like I said, I just got this thing right before we got on here. Let me see here. Bebop. Let's see. Hey, John, welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and go back over to me for a second. Let me go ahead and see what... we want more posts. If I get it, I get it. If you want to break and you want to do a lot of 48 volt, but a lot of us want to start small with a 12 volt system. We don't get stuff free like you, so help us with a 12 volt start. I have a video coming up with that very thing. It's sitting over here in my chair, and I'm gonna show you a 12 volt system that you can start relatively inexpensively. Like I said, I didn't start out with all this stuff, and when I started out, I bought all my stuff. Now I do get some free stuff, or things that are severely discounted, and that's just how it is with YouTube. And I definitely appreciate it because I know it's really because of you guys. It's not because of me. I have no idea why people like to watch this channel, but apparently some people do. Let's go back over here and see what we're pulling with the inverter. As you can see right there, I'll go ahead and make it a little bigger. What's wrong with this thing? All right. All right, as you can see right now, we got 7,380 watts coming out. It's still charging my car, and it might be charging the solar generator just a little bit. I think that heater kicked out. It is getting kind of warm in here, so it's probably just really, really hot in here. Let's see what we got. We got another question, it looks like. Is there a size of inverter in watts you'd consider to be house size? What is the smallest you'd say was big enough for a house? That all just depends on the house, really. I mean, some people can run a whole house on their 6000 XP because they have a lot of gas appliances and propane and stuff like that. So they don't need a lot of power. I mean, myself, I would say like the 18K, or the 12,000 or something like that, or two 6000 XPs. A lot of times that's going to be the minimum that a lot of people need. But somebody like me that has all electric and you got a big family, you're running stuff all the time, I got three 6000 XPs. So I needed that 18,000 watts of output at certain times. So that's the reason I have three, because sometimes you just need it. There's a lot of times it's running less than one inverter could run everything. But, it's just kind of rare for my house, not to be at night. Most time during the day, it's going to be running close to that. All right, let me see here. Says, Bebop says, awesome show, bro. Interesting to know what the thing does, even if I have no need of one. Never know, though. Exactly. I mean, it's just fun being able to test stuff out, and it's definitely fun to do live streams. And, this is probably about it for right now. I just want to show y'all my initial testing of this inverter. So, definitely pretty cool, definitely pretty fun. I wonder how many people's on the stream. I guess I should have pulled that up so I could actually see. Let me see here. Looks like we might have about 30-some people on the stream right now. So, bam, I definitely appreciate it. If you guys got any more questions before we get off of here, go ahead and put those down in the comments. Looks like we got a couple questions. I'm going to go ahead and pull those up, and we'll talk about that. I'll bring you back over to the screen sharing so you can see what's going on while we're talking with that inverter. All right, let's see here. Says, any word on future ability to stack more than 3 indoor wall batteries per the UL listings? In the PNW, more battery would be ideal, say 5 or more. Like I said, I don't know a lot about all the UL listings and all that stuff, because most stuff I do is off-grid / no permits. Why? Because, the government, should they be involved in your own business? No, but I could get it. Some people, if you want to sell back to the grid and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have to do everything with the permits, and you're going to have everything right. I'm not sure why you could only do 3 batteries, so I wouldn't be able to help you out with that. If anybody knows that can help out, leave that in the comments. Maybe Adam DeLay knows if he's still on here. So if he is, hey, go ahead and let me know, Adam. Let's see what else we got here. Looks like we might have some more. And he said, I thought the 12,000 XP would start a 5-ton also. Probably will, but I don't have one connected over here, of course, to test. But I don't even have one on my house to test. I don't have one that big. I have 2 smaller ones. That'd be interesting to test out, though. So what I'll probably be doing with this 12,000 XP is doing a lot of testing with it, and then probably install it at somebody's house, do a full install, and then maybe do even more testing. So I'm saying to find somebody that wants to install it, and they want to get themselves some batteries and solar panels and stuff like that. I have some solar panels I might be able to hook somebody up with, but I don't have any extra batteries, not enough to run a house. So they'll probably have to buy them. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. All right. Question: 2 6,000 XP for $27.90 or 1 12,000 XP for $24.99. Like I said, the 12,000 XP is going to be able to have more solar input, and there's a lot of things it's going to be able to do that the 6,000 XPs aren't going to be able to do. But the 6,000 XP, if one broke, you still have one. It just depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I like having 2 inverters. If I was going to get a 12,000 XP, I'd get 2 of them, because I would need 2 of them to run my house. One wouldn't run it. So, because there's times I'm using way more than 12,000. A lot of times we're using 15, 14,000, especially when we're cooking. and stuff like that, and people's taking showers and doing laundry at the same time, and where the air conditioners and the heat's running. So my case, I would have to get two 12,000 XP, so I'd be fine with that instead of the 6,000s. But I'd say you got to make that decision on your own. I'm not sure. I like the 2 is 1, 1 is none thing. So, if you have 2, 1 breaks, I can still run something. I'd rather run something than nothing at all. I'm not saying the 12,000 is going to break, but hey, you just never know. And Adam says, you have to decide if you want more redundancy or a few more features. Exactly. All right, John says, thanks for responding so fast. I'm going completely off grid also. You should do a 12-volt Harbor Freight video on the pure sine wave inverters for us starters. I got a Bouge RV inverter over here, 12 volt. I got to do a video on. I've had it for a while, and that's going to be coming up very, very shortly. Jim says 2 12Ks. Exactly, man. More is better. Laugh aloud, Rodney Hunt. I'll take the 12,000 XP. Exactly. Hey, yeah, I got a few people that's already lined up. I just got to figure out which one of them wants to buy the batteries first, unfortunately. And if nobody wants it, hey, we'll find somebody in the stream to give it to if you're close enough. But I got to be close enough to you to make the videos and stuff like that. So, that's all a part of it. Otis says thank you. Hey, I thank you for watching the stream. So, any other questions before we go ahead and wrap this one up? I'm going to go ahead and try to watch this Carolina basketball game that's coming on at 8 o'clock. James G says, let me go ahead and pull it up. James G says, I'd go with the new 21K flex balls for big power and run it as an off-grid. That's definitely an option. But like I said, if I was going to do that, I definitely would get two 12,000s XPs, because I'd have one if one broke. Then the flex boss, as good as it is, if it happened to break or get something got struck by lightning or something crazy happens, who knows, you still have one that might be still good. So Dylan says, how's the surge capacity? So the 12,000 XP, like I said, I haven't been able to do a big surge because I didn't have enough stuff hooked up at the moment. We got it up to about 10,000 watts and it was running fine. Didn't seem to have a problem at all. But we're going to do a lot more videos that's not live. Trying to do stuff live, and I just got it up on the wall. I didn't have a lot of time to set everything up. So, let's see here. Brian says, I'll just use what I was going to spend on that to buy the batteries. Laugh out loud. Oh, yeah. You better have some batteries if you got a solar system, or it's going to be pretty worthless at night. All right, if nobody else has got anything, hey, we'll probably go ahead and bring you back over here. If nobody else has got anything, we'll probably go ahead and wrap this stream up. Like I said, definitely appreciate all you guys. All right, James G. Hey, questions keep popping up. Let's go ahead and pull his comment up real quick. So what I'm personally going to do is 2 midnight AIO 12Ks on my own home as the off-grid setup. Yeah, I think Adam Delay, has the midnight, so you can go check out his channel for that. And it says, does the 12,000 XP export power? No, it's off-grid only. Farm Life says, thanks, Rodney, very informative. Hey, I appreciate you. Jim said, thanks, takes care. Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, if you guys want any of this stuff, hey, check out the links down in the description for the 12,000 XP. Use my discount code Rodney Hunt 50 for $50 off any order over $500. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks.